the question was, it goes back to that whole concept of agency. And when somebody that you've given a mantle of authority, out, at a club, even on Saturday night, not work day, if they use that authority, we can't take the human element out of employees and workers and managers. Of course, they've probably known each other for a long time. You probably don't want to tell them you can't fraternize. You've probably heard companies that have a non-fraternization policy, which means supervisors, you don't hang out with employees. Think about that and think about the culture of your company. And you can't really tell them they can't hang out with each other. But what I'm telling you is if they do that, you probably need to have a serious talk with your managers, something along the lines of, you have to understand your boundaries, you have to understand how to keep your distance, and I would prefer that when you're out in a social setting, you guys don't talk about work-related issues, because you are the boss. They are the employees. And I understand you spend a lot of time with people that you work with these days, and I'm not going to try to tell you you can't hang out with employees, but in a lot of big companies actually tell their managers exactly that. Don't hang out with employees. Nothing good comes of this. I understand smaller companies and in social settings like that, that's not realistic. But if they say or do something that abuses their position as manager with your company, guess what? They're all friends now, but maybe 6 months from now they might not be. Something that seems like a harmless dating relationship now may turn very, very, very negative 6 months down the road. And when they break up, suddenly she was working 40 hours, and after they break up, she's only getting scheduled for 10 hours a week. Well, guess what she's going to say? Well, you forced me into that relationship. You manipulated me. We were dating. Everything was great. But now that I've cut you off and we're not dating anymore, now you're cutting my work hours. That's an adverse employment action because I have rejected your sexual overtures. And then what are you facing? You're facing the possibility of a lawsuit for discriminating against them to the cost of 30 hours a week for 2 years. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's an example question.